she's going to be our student, and we need to focus on some really good stuff in math right now. Are you ready, Miss Number Fairy?
I'm ready.
Oh, good. Okay, so our learning intention says, as mathematicians, we will subitize and decompose numbers to 10. So the last time we were together, we did that finger flash. Do you think that we were subitizing or decomposing?
The thing like subitize.
We were subitizing because when you subitize, it means that you think quick, right? So you had to look at those fingers and just know. And then you guys actually continued to subitize when you were doing that sprint on Seesaw. You're going to see another sprint today because I don't want you to forget about subitizing. But the dots on there are going to be different, okay? But what I want us to focus on today is decomposing. So that means that I can understand how numbers are taken apart. Did you know numbers can be taken apart, Miss Atwood?
I did.
Oh, that's because you're the number fairy.
That's right.
But maybe our boys and girls don't know about this yet. So we are going to need to be number detectives today. So in order to do this job, friends, you might have this tool in your school bucket, okay? It's called a 10 frame. If you know that you have that tool in your school bucket, I want you to go out and get it right now. Okay. If you don't have this fancy tool in your school bucket, what you could use instead is an egg carton. Okay, so it would maybe be in your refrigerator. It would have little pockets for each of the eggs, but it's not going to work the way that it is because it needs to be a 10 frame. You're going to have to cut off the end too. So make your egg frame shorter, okay? So you could also use whatever will fit inside your 10 frame, whatever will fit inside your egg carton, but we're going to use smiley faces today. So your first job, Number Fairy, if this is called a 10 frame, is to count and make sure there are really 10 spots for things in our 10 frame. Can you count for our friends?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back down here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces.
10 spaces in a 10 frame. I love it. Now, if I'm looking at this 10 frame, okay, I see 2 parts to it. I see a row going across the top and the same amount in a row going across the bottom. Do you see that, Number Fairy?
I do.
Okay. I need you to find out for me how many fit in this top row. Can you try that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So in your job at your house, you can get out and fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots in your egg carton or in your 10 frame. And I want you to check and make sure that it fills that entire top row. Okay, because a full row will always be how many?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5. Okay. So in order to take this number 5 apart and be this number detective, what we need to look for is a smaller amount within this big number 5. So I want you to look real carefully.
Okay.
Do you see a smaller number of something inside this big number 5?
I do.
What do you see?
It's going to be lucky number 3.
You see 3.
3.
Okay. I'm going to use my red pen to hopefully help my friends see 3 too. Can you count 3 for me?
1, 2, 3.
Okay. So within this big full row, 5, we see a part of that number is 3. So let's jump over here, Number Fairy. I'm going to ask you to roll out of the way for a second.
All right.
To these number bonds. This is something that we actually used in kindergarten. Can you believe that? They were so smart. They knew that my big number went up top. Can you remind me what my big number is?
5.
Okay. And when we decompose numbers, we break them into parts. So you have pulled apart 5 by looking at this smaller part, which is
3.
okay. So if 5 can be broken apart into 3, I still need more to get me back to 5. Can you see how many are left there?
1, 2.
Ooh. So that means
There you go.
that my other part is 2. 3 and 2 make
5.
You got it. That's the total. Okay? And I broke it into 2 pieces, 3 on one piece and 2 on the other. So again, you could be doing this at home on a 10 frame or in the egg carton. I want you to check and make sure that you agree. You've got 3 and 2, but when you have them together, you get 5. Now, Miss Atwood, Number Fairy, I want you to look at it a little differently. I want to keep 5 as my big number. So I'm going to put it over here again. But I want you to see if you can see a different set of numbers inside of 5. I don't want 3 or 2. I want something different. Can you see something different?
4.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Okay. So I had 5,
Right.
and you were able to find 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so what's left?
1.
You got it. Right here, left over at the end. So when I decompose that number 5, I can break it into 3 and
2.
or I can have it in
4 and 1.
You got it. So I'm breaking numbers apart into smaller numbers and then taking those small numbers and putting them back together. You got it. All right. So let's make this a little bit harder for my friends, Number Fairy. Let's add some more smiley faces to my 10 frame. And count how many we see now. We're going to start with that full row. So how many are in that full row?
5 in the full row.
Ooh, I love the way you waved your wand. Can you do it again? It's like magic.
5 in the full row.
5, and then how many?
1, 2.
Okay, so we're going to say 5.
5 and 2.
I want you to count on, Number Fairy, like this. 5.
6, 7.
Woo! She got it. We have 5, 6, 7 as our big numbers. I'm going to put 7 back over here. Okay. Now I want to break 7 into 2 groups. And you were already doing this when you were looking at the way that my smiley faces are in that 10 frame. What do you see?
I see 4.
Girl, try again. I see 4 too, but I want you to look at that whole top row.
The whole top row is 5.
5. I knew you could do it, Number Fairy. Because you were doing, like I said, you were doing this before. You were waving that wand and saying 5. And then you saw
2 more.
2 more. You got it. So when we break 7 apart, we break it into
2,
5 and
7. And 2.
She is my student and I love her. She's perfect. So we have 7 and we break it into 5 and 2. So when I do that, I could also do it in dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across that top row. And then 2 in the bottom. And then break it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
1, 2.
So it's the same thing, right? I had a big number as my total, 7, and I broke it into smaller numbers, 5 and 2. I just did it with dots instead of doing it with numbers. Okay. Number Fairy, I want you to close your eyes. Turn around 3 times. Because I'm going to change up my big number. Boom. All right. Tell me my total amount.
Total amount is 9.
How'd you get that so fast?
5 automatically.
Yep.
And then you added 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow, you are doing math so fast today. Okay, so I'm going to start with my big number. You said that was
9.
9. Okay. And how did you break it into 2 smaller numbers?
You already know that that's 5. And we added 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so my one part was
5.
5 for this full top row, and my other part was 4 because it's not quite 5. If
Finished,
this was
yep.
full, it would be 5 and
5.
which is
10.
but we don't have 10. We only have
No, 9.
So it was 5 and 4.
4.
I see. Okay. Can we break 9 a different way?
Yep.
Oh, show me.
All
What
right.
would you do?
We're gonna do 5. We already know that's 5.
Okay.
And one more makes 6.
Oh, let me circle that so my friends can see what you're talking about. I see what you see. So you kept that full row,
Mhm.
said 5, 6 is a part.
Yep.
So if I had 5 last time with 4,
4.
this
Mhm.
time I've got 6.
6 and 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so it's almost like you took one from this 4 and slid it over.
Yeah.
So you ended up with 6
Mhm.
and 3.
3.
But both of them make what?
9.
9. Number detectives, are you getting this out there? Make sure that you're checking this with your counters at home. Can you get out 9 counters and break it into pieces? It doesn't have to be 5 and 4 or 6 and 3. You could break it one more way. Let's see if our number detectives can find one more way, Miss Atwood. Go ahead.
How about 7?
Oh, okay. So how would I get 7?
5, we already know.
Okay.
6, 7.
Oh. Whoop. Okay.
Okay.
So I've got, instead of 6, we'll write
7.
7 and 3. Does that fit?
Nope, too many.
Oh.
So what we got left is 2. 1, 2.
Ah. So 6 and 3 made 9. Now 7 and 2 make 9. So I'm still keeping that same amount up top. I'm just changing how I split it
Right.
into those 2 smaller numbers. All right, girl. We're going to do one more,
One more.
and then we're going to send our friends away. Okay? So I need you to spin around 3 times because I'm going to change how many. Okay.
Okay.
How many in total?
Total is 6.
How do you know?
Because we know we got 5 up here and add one more. Makes
Ooh,
6.
5, 6. I love it. Okay. So my total, I'm going to do dots this time. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see a pretty easy way to break that apart?
Yeah.
What would you do?
3 and 3.
Oh, to make it like nice and even.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a group here and a group here. So when I have 6 total, I can break it into 3 and 3 because I wanted it to kind of match the way that we saw it in our frame. I see that too. Okay. Is there another way that you can break 6 apart?
Yep.
What would you do this time?
I go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2. 1, 2.
Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2.
2.
I see that. Okay. Now, Miss Number Fairy, let's really make sure our friends understand about this full top row, where that's going to be the last thing we leave them on. How can we break 6 paying attention to the full top row?
You can go 5 and then you add that 1.
Okay, beautiful. So that means part of the number 6 has 5 in it and
Add 1 more.
1 more. I love it. Because that is going to help them do their seesaw job today. On Seesaw, you are going to see groups of things and number bonds just like we had on our slide there. So we've got soccer balls, butterflies, strawberries, and pencils. Okay? It says to circle 5 and then make a number bond. Okay? So you'll notice in your number bonds, you always have 5 as a part. Okay? You need to figure out the total and the other piece that's missing that goes with 5. So if you were going to do this one, Number Fairy, can you show them how you would count?
So we already got 5. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So they would write,
3.
and then what would they do?
Then we're going to add it all together. So you already know that's 5. 6, 7, 8.
You got it. So the big number is always going to go up top, right? Because that's your total amount, and then you're breaking it into 2 smaller pieces. one of your smaller pieces is always going to be 5, and they've already circled this one for you. Okay? And your job is to figure out what the other piece is that goes with 5 to make that total number. All right? Are we ready to send them away?
Yep.
All right, wave your magic wand.
Too good, guys.
We love you.